Bullitt County mother pled guilty today for shooting and killing her two sons last November. An aunt of one of those boys told us today she wants Tiffany Lucas in prison for life. Ian Hardwood and photojournalist Jessica Farley also found out she feels Child Protective Services mishandled her complaints.
Tiffany Lucas walked into court, ultimately pleading guilty to killing her two sons in Bullitt County almost 1 year ago.
Ms. Lucas, on count one, do you admit and plead guilty to the offense of murder?
Yes, sir.
On count two, do you admit and plead guilty to the offense of murder?
Yes, sir.
The two boys, Maurice and Jaden, were just 6 and 9 years old. Bobby Baker, Maurice's aunt, stood with the boys' stepmother and father through all the court proceedings and was prepared for more.
Like I said, I would have sat through a trial and heard all of it. I would have.
Without a trial revealing the details behind this tragedy, she wants people to know her experience reporting Lucas to Kentucky's Child Protective Services before the murders.
We called because her friends would call me and tell me that she was, getting high and putting them in the shower at 3 o'clock in the morning, ice cold showers, and I called CPS. And they wouldn't do anything.
A spokesperson for the Cabinet for Health and Family Services is working on a response to the claim. In early September, Lucas's lawyers planned on using an insanity defense, but reversed course within a month. Now, Bullitt County Prosecutor Bailey Taylor will recommend how long Lucas will serve in prison instead of arguing her competency.
I'm going to recommend a very high sentence in terms of time.
That could be 20 to 50 years for each charge or life in prison.
She should have to stay in prison. Give them some form of justice. This isn't right.
Since Lucas made her plea without having a deal on the table, the judge in this case will decide how long she's supposed to serve in prison when Lucas returns at the end of November. In Bullitt County, Ian Hardwick, WHAS 11, on your side.
Lucas's sentencing for the two murders is scheduled for November 22nd.
WDRB has been digging into Tiffany Lucas' background to find out more about her. We learned that she was once a business owner whom we interviewed actually in 2016. She had just opened Ms. Tiff's one-stop shop convenience store on West Broadway. We spoke with her 7 years ago about the impact as a young entrepreneur after Walmart pulled its plan to open a store in that same area.
A lot of people don't make their way down here, but if there's a Walmart, you come out of the woodworks for Walmart. So probably would have brought a lot of people to, stop and check us out.
Business records show her store closed in 2017. A year later, we found she pleaded guilty to drug charges and was sentenced to 30 days in jail. There's no criminal record between 2018 and last week when she was charged with killing her two young sons. Family members say they've cleaned out the Bullitt County home that she was renting. They say it was filthy with the utilities turned off and an eviction notice on the counter.
All right, everybody, what's going on? So you clearly heard what was going on in this video. You saw this crazy lady did some crazy, awful things. First things first, rest in peace to those beautiful children. They did not deserve this in any way, shape, or form. It's always horrible when kids are taken off the census, right? Kids are the future. This is why we have relationships. This is what we do as human beings. We get a second crack at life when we have children, and they are the most precious things, and they're always to be, protected. Unfortunate situation. This lady decided that wasn't the case for her kids, and she took them out. There's a lot to unpack here, but before we unpack it, let's just say like this. As men, we have to check ourselves. Crazy chicks are not hot. They are just crazy, right? We have to get past this thing where we think as men that hot and crazy go hand in hand. And that's not the case. That woman she's not hot. She's just crazy. Look at the look on that woman's face. Look at the look on her face. She is soulless, lifeless. She's nothing. She's just a meat sack. She has no soul in her. That is not hot. That's demonic, right? We have to get past this thing where we think that the crazy girl is hot. It's not. Why? Because look at the end result. Crazy women destroy so many lives. And it's like, you could avoid this. So many men get put in situations where they could have avoided the calamity and disaster that came into their life if they just didn't date or mess with the crazy girl. Right? That girl was crazy before she met you. She was crazy in kindergarten. She was crazy in 5th grade. She was crazy in high school. She was crazy when she met you. You're not going to screw the crazy out of her. You just ain't. You ain't that good in bed. No man is. Right? So crazy is not hot. Hot is hot. Crazy is crazy. And when you mix the two together, you basically get nitroglycerin. You get something that's real, real unstable. That's, I guess, number 2. Now, the elephant in the room, for me, where's the father at? Where's the dad? This chick, if you listen to her talk and you obviously see her children, the dad's obviously black, right? And she's obviously a bit on the ratchet side. I don't want to, go. She wasn't talking too ratchet, but she seems like she prefers black men over all other men. She just seems like one of those kinds. I ain't going to call her a mud shark, but, here's the deal. Where the father, where is he at? Why is he not in the picture? I did 10 years in the military, so I know whether he's in the front lines of Iraq, whether he's, doing circles on an aircraft carrier in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, it doesn't matter. They are going to suspend the mission to send him back. I think the only way he would, something like this would happen is if he was like a Navy SEAL, actively carrying out a mission. Like he's actively hunting down terrorists at that moment. Or maybe if he is in some sort of submarine, forward deployed and they just can't move off station. But even then, most likely they're going to find a way to get that guy up out of there, right? I'm going to go ahead and say this guy's probably in jail, right? Statistics and demographics, right? So this guy, I don't want to call him a criminal, but if he's in jail, he's a criminal. So let's just assume, right? Let's just be kind of prejudiced and say maybe he is a seller of dubious goods. This man gets with this girl. She's living adjacent to the hood, or maybe she's living in the hood. She's, the hot white girl in the hood, or somehow, some way he has access to her. They get together. He's the dangerous, dubious goods seller, and she's the hot, crazy white girl. They get together. They have these kids. He is taken out of the picture and put on ice for selling dubious goods, and she is left alone with these kids. Turns out this woman is a psycho, maybe a sociopath. She's messed up in the head. If you kill your kids and you have an emotionless face when you get to court, something wrong with you. Not only that, she was into drugs. She's heavy into drugs. The aunts on the father's side have tried to get custody of these kids for quite some time while she dries herself out. You guys have to understand, one decision can mess up so many lives. If this man would have just made one good decision and not dated this girl, not dealt with this girl, those kids would be alive. I don't know, everything that took place in terms of getting those kids taken from her and getting them put in, custody of the aunts, which did not happen. I don't know what Child Protective Services was doing, but it's like, come on. This didn't have to happen. But once again, I blame the man as the single point of failure. You didn't have to date that crazy ass woman. And obviously I blame the woman for being crazy and deleting her kids. If you want to get high and smoke crack and all of this and all of that, and you don't do that with the kids, she could have gave those kids to the aunts, but she didn't want to do that because that's not what narcissists do. They don't give up their kids. They take everybody down to the bottom with them, right? Crazy women will take you down to the bottom. They'll take themselves, they'll take their husbands, their family members, their kids. Everybody comes down to the bottom. That's what they do. And this is why I'm telling you guys, please don't date crazy women. It's not hot. It's just crazy. This is like the worst thing that could possibly happen. Your children, the most precious thing on this planet, your children are now gone because you dated this person. And somehow, some way, you are not around to deal with the situation. Most likely jail, right? So you left these kids you literally left them to die. This is what happens when you date crazy women, right? Let's take this from the standpoint that this guy did not go to jail. Like, let's say he was just a regular guy working a regular job and he was with this woman. She would have still found a way to pull this off or, terrorize those kids, because that's what women like this do. They terrorize the man, they terrorize the kid, they terrorize the family, they destroy everything around them, and then everybody is worse off because of them. That's why I'm trying to tell you guys, please don't date the hot, crazy girl. She's not hot, she's just crazy. I'm 40 years old. I went through that phase too. But I promise you, they never get better. Talk to anybody in your life. You will never in your life find a man who got with the crazy girl and then the crazy went away. That's not how it works. And then look, that woman either destroys your life through divorce, false allegations. She destroys your relationships with your friends, with your family. She gets you in legal trouble, or she does something like this. This is a failure as a man. And I know that guy doesn't care because he's in jail, so he don't care about his life. He probably didn't care about them kids. He probably left the kids even before that. Who knows? I don't want to speculate, but I also don't want to give him an out, because I hate him just as much as I hate that woman, because he left them poor kids to suffer like that. But my message from me to you, I would beg you, if you have any decency in you, have the decency to leave crazy women alone. They are not hot. They are just crazy. They are liabilities, not assets. They will never change. They can't change. There's something wrong with them upstairs. And if you get with those women and you have kids, everything that happens to those kids, it's your fault. It's your fault. That woman won't change. She's crazy. She will hurt those kids. She will hurt you. She'll hurt herself. She don't care. I don't want to preach at you guys. I don't want to, go too long on this, but take from this what you will. And let's just have a little bit of accountability as men. Hot girls are hot. Crazy girls are crazy. Crazy girls are not hot. They're just crazy. Rest in peace to those poor kids. I hope you guys make better decisions. Peace.